everyone, welcome to Deepika Makeup. Hope you all are doing super awesome. In this video we're gonna try a very interesting makeup gadget, and that is the automatic foundation and powder brush. This brush is by Blend Smart and you can get this from sephora.com, and I will leave the links to where else you can find this brush. This brush I have in my hand is the starter kit. It comes with foundation brush head and also the main rotating handle, and this is where all the mechanism lies. And you also get a battery, and this says that it's a high performance battery, and this is CR123A lithium battery. If you run out of this battery, I'm not sure where else you can get this. This is not the traditional AA or AAA batteries, and the brush heads are interchangeable. The one I have in my hand is a foundation brush. It's currently dirty because I just used this for a demo. I also have the powder brush. There's also blush brush, definer brush for contouring, and also a highlighting brush. And the starter kit retails for $69 and each brush head is $26. To talk about the quality of the brushes, they are very soft, and I already washed these and I don't see any discoloration or any hair falling off, which is nice. The bristles are made of premium microbial fibers and they are made for very sensitive skin, and I can tell that because the brushes are actually very soft and they are cruelty free as well. This is actually very simple to put together, and also the brush actually snaps in very easily. It's magnetic and you just have to pull this off. Do not hold the bristles to pull off because you might ruin your brush. Just hold this tab and put it in and just bend it off to take it off. They say that this is going to change the way we are going to apply our makeup, and I can tell that usually with just a regular brush we just swirl around or drag down the foundation, while with this brush we just barely touch this on the skin and move it around so that the foundation spreads on the skin. The other thing they say is you would use lesser product when you use this brush. So let's see the demo and I will let you know what I think about this brush. I'm going to use the foundation that I always use. This is my all-time favorite foundation. It's Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I also have my 3x magnifying mirror just to see how efficiently this brush works. I am going to take a little bit of foundation on the back of my hand, as it recommends to first dot the foundation on the face and then use the brush to blend. I'm going to apply foundation dots, and it says to go from side to side, up and down, so I'm just gonna do that. Switch this on. And I'm going to apply gentle pressure as recommended. It's not blending. Okay, let me put my hair away and I'll be right back. Whoa, it is gentle on the skin. The brush is not harsh, and initially I thought it's not blending, but as you go over, it is blending fine. You just have to get the hang of it, and now it's actually blending really well. It has blended so well on my forehead. Okay, so you have to go with this brush right after you apply your foundation dots. Don't wait, because once the foundation starts to dry a little bit, it's actually taking much effort to blend that part. Like I've applied on my forehead about 30 seconds ago, and it's actually taking time to blend that dot. It has actually blended really well, but the coverage wise it's little bit less than how a traditional brush would give with this foundation. So I'm just going to add a few dots on the areas where I need additional coverage. When I'm going around my nose, it feels like it's sucking my nose. Can you see? I'm going to use this brush to see if it blends contour and highlights. So just going to add some contour, cream contour basically. They also have something called a definer brush for contouring. So if you like this system, you might want to check out that as well. I'm also going to add some cream highlighter. Just pulling out my hair from my hairline. But this is blending really well. Wow. There you go. I applied this part of highlighter in the beginning, so it's about like 10 or 20 seconds. I've already applied this, so this highlighter is already set and this brush is not blending it. So if you want to use this brush, you have to work with the product quickly before it's set into your skin, because you can't really apply as much pressure as you want while using this, because it is actually a little abrasive on the skin when you press this. I thought I won't use it under my eyes, but I'm just gonna try and see. So okay. Well, it's okay to use under your eyes, but you have to be really careful, and I wouldn't recommend doing this on a regular basis. It's too abrasive for under eye skin, but it's actually blending concealer very smoothly. As you can see, it's very flawless under my eyes, but the brush obviously doesn't get into the corners of your eye and everything, so you would have to use a smaller brush or your fingers, but it's not as bad as I thought. I thought it would hurt under my eyes. It doesn't, but again, the rotation is actually too abrasive for under eye skin. For face it's fine, but I wouldn't recommend that much of pressure for under eye skin. So let's move on to powder. I'm gonna take this brush off, and that is how it looks after the application. And I'm gonna insert the powder brush. Now what they want us to do is just directly go into the pan, and that's how much product it picks up. Switch it on and move on the skin. Gosh. Okay. Alright, so there lies the problem. It is actually applying the powder very well, but once I finish this patch of my skin, I will have to go into the powder again to work on the rest of my face. And I can't really move around the product as I would do with a regular brush. But it's actually setting my face very well. That's the only drawback. Otherwise the brush is actually very soft and it's applying the powder very well. that's that. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I will let you know what I think about this. From the demo, you can right away say that it took me a little time to blend my foundation. Maybe because I'm just used to the traditional brushes and this is completely new to me. It takes a little time for me to get the rhythm and just get a hang of how I'm applying my foundation. But once I got the hang of it, I was pretty fine with doing my entire face. One thing to keep in mind is to work with the foundation immediately after you apply the dots, because once the foundation gets thicker or sets into the skin, it gets very hard to blend with this brush. With a regular brush, you have that ease to press as much as you want into your skin and blend the foundation, but with this one you cannot press too much because this brush gets abrasive on the skin if you press it too much into your skin, and you would think that this is not working and it's working in patches. That's what I initially thought. But the trick is to work with the product immediately. I used a very high coverage, kind of a very thick and dry formula of foundation. So I initially felt like this product is sitting on top of my skin. But once I went over the second time, this actually blended to the skin very well. If you're using a BB cream, CC cream, or something that is a little more light or oil based foundations, you wouldn't have that problem with this brush. They recommend not to go around the eyes or near the hairline. Well, around the eyes I can tell that it was abrasive for under eye skin because under eye skin is very sensitive and I wouldn't recommend using this brush around the eyes. I mean, once in a while it's fine. It actually blended my concealer so effortlessly. I just loved it, but I wouldn't go with this brush on a regular basis around my eyes. Another thing is hairline. I mean, I cannot avoid using this brush around my hairline because I have to blend my foundation around the hairline. I don't want my foundation look patchy, right? So, and also while blending the cream contour, it was bringing down all my hair onto my face, so that's one con I would say. And the most important thing is the coverage. With this brush I feel like I had less coverage than a regular brush. With the foundation that I use is a very high coverage foundation. I use it on a regular basis, and with a regular brush I don't really have to use a concealer or a second coat of foundation when my skin is clear. Of course, if I have acne, I go with the second coat, but usually I don't really go for a second coat. But after blending with this brush, I had to go over a second coat on my problem areas. Coverage wise, this gives lesser coverage, and also I didn't feel like I used any less product than I normally would do. This is basically like a stippling brush, and maybe if this brush was a little more dense and also a little more wide, I would have got more coverage. The ones that I use are more wide and also they are very dense. Now let's talk about the powder brush. This is so soft. I just love it. I can even use this as a kabuki brush. I really like how it has set my foundation. The powder wasn't patchy and I just love it. But the only drawback is, as I mentioned in the demo, the only drawback is you have to go into the powder a few times to apply powder all over your face. You just have to work in patches. Usually with a regular brush, I just grab some powder and apply all over my face, and I use a bigger powder brush. And with that brush, I can just spread out whatever powder I have all over my face. But with this, I had to work in patches. I mean, I had to go in 3 or 4 times to cover my entire face. And every time I had to take the product, switch this off, take the product, switch it on, and then apply on my face. That's the only thing. But overall, if I have to pick between the foundation and the powder brush, I would definitely pick the powder brush. And I can see myself using the powder brush very often. Even though there's a drawback, I really like how it has applied powder on my skin. It was very flawless, and usually with a regular brush I wouldn't get that finish on my face. After I applied powder, my skin was looking so smooth, kind of like a airbrush makeup or something. I just love it. So I would definitely recommend the powder brush, and I'm actually looking to get the blush and highlighter brushes as well, because if the powder is applied so well, I'm pretty sure the blush and highlighter brushes are also going to work. So I will let you know if I try them out for sure. So those are my thoughts on the Blend Smart brushes. If you enjoyed this video, and found this video helpful, do not forget to hit on the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments below if you are looking to try out these brushes, and if you have already tried, let me know what you think about them. If you enjoyed this video and found this video helpful, do not forget to hit on the thumbs up button and also subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my social media. I'm Deepika Makeup Everywhere. Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye.